And it's cranking up, it's cranking up, it's cranking up, and here we go. This is Reality Check Live. Don't know if you can hear me. Anything, don't know if you've heard me already. Don't know what the heck I'm doing. Okay, the heavy rain is too much, I think. A tinkle of the rain on the rooftop. There we go. Adjusting the background noise. Nature sounds, nature sounds. So it's cranking up, and we're live. Alright. It's just adjusting the background sounds. Okay. I've had, I don't dare use anything for music in the background. I mean, YouTube's copyright Nazis mistook random rain noises for copyrighted music twice. I'll just show you. Idiot term, you know. They should have. I like this answer here. This answer here is about this Saturday. Ouch. I like this. When some spoiled which. This is what I think. Every time I hear these questions, every time I hear one of these socialist questions, I cannot there is no distinction as far as I'm concerned between socialist and spoiled Western Civ snot. You know, you don't get real communists even in communist countries because even you don't get real communists even in communist parties running communist countries because they're out, they're out for it for themselves, and they know it. They know it. If they've been working in the, there was a guy who used to be in the KGB. He was one of the guys that rounded other people up and threw them into the gulags for being Christian. He defected to him. He became a Christian himself. Ended up on the other end of the stick, managed to escape, came to America, told his life story, and then disappeared under rather interesting circumstances in the middle of the night. But he said he way up in the Communist Party, and one of them flat out told him, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. But it was a fabulous tool for keeping in power. There's so I hear these people asking, these socialists. I've never seen a serious social. I've never seen a socialist in Western civilization that I could take seriously, because they're spoiled children. They've wallowed in unimaginable prosperity, the likes of which the world has literally never seen. And the first thing they do when they get to college is turn around and spit on it. I think the first graduation present every high school kid should get when they step through the gates of college is a swift kick in the pants. Well, no, let's not. I think that that it should be given to their college professors. Let's be fair here. Let's be fair here, because the college students don't turn themselves badly educated. It's not the college kids who are miseducating themselves. It's the little morons that sit in communism flourishes on college campuses because it can't flourish anywhere else. It can't. Because college is the only place where performance has absolutely no tie, uh, absolutely no tie at all to how you're paid or not. You can be the biggest frickin' moron on the planet, be a college professor. Let's try some here. Yeah, maybe. Well, this line thinning tool doesn't apparently work if the line is in the middle of a filled section. So much for that. Oh well. Redraw vector lines, simplify vector line, pinch control. Oh, now these are all vector line tools. So much for that trick. Well, anyway, get back to. I'm just about finished with this page, just adding the text. resetting itself. That's aggravating. For some reason, the font tool doesn't, the text tool doesn't stay locked once I've set it. I hope that font's large enough to read. What would you call it? You wouldn't call that the observation deck. You'd call it the... viewport? I don't know. Well, it's not a port, actually. It's... yeah, it'd be an observation deck. Observation pod. That'll work. I'm sorry if I don't talk too much while I'm doing this. When I'm trying to focus on a file, when I'm focusing on the dialogue, it's kind of hard to talk and write at the same time. Drawing and writing at the same time is one thing. Writing and talking at the same time, drawing and talking at the same time, or write. What did I say? Did I just tripping over my tongue? Ow, 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 ow. Ow, darn leg. Debriefing. A debriefing is briefing. It should be briefing, not debriefing. Briefing. All right. We got the shapes, and we got the lines, we got the shapes, we got the brush size. Let's see, line, brush shape. And now for the word bubble. The word bubble tour. Garbage cleanup. Garbage cleanup. Fill leftover. Select garbage. I wonder what that does. I have no clue. I'm looking for my word bubble tool. Balloon pen. Here we go. It's a balloon pen. With the shiny balloons. Happy shiny balloons. With the little points. Yeah. It's not it either. It's brush shape, brush size, balloon pen, ellipse balloon curve, balloon. Here we go. Let's try doing this. See what I'm doing there. Now we're talking. Alright. I've seen this meme going around. It's from The Walking Dead. With that kid Carl and his dad, and the meme is Carl's dad is standing there telling him some sort of really awful dad joke. I'm sure you've seen it. I wish you knew. I wish I knew the context that little photo, that little clip, that little movie clip came from. If you do know it, tell me. Edit, undo. Tell me, because I'd like to know the context of the original image. I don't know what the point of that show is, really. I mean, I watched a few episodes of it on the internet. The first season. But from what I've seen of the later episodes, it seems like more and more the entire purpose of the story is to show what rotten human beings people are. Just going by the descriptions of the episodes. Now, I've said this before. I've had my own theories about why certain genres become popular in horror. It's that kind of thinking that inspired my little short story, Werewolves Vote Republican. But particularly, there seems to be a sort of swing back and forth between zombies and vampires. Now, arguably, zombie, the the zombie apocalypse scenario is it could be regarded as the ultimate liberal nightmare. Because you have to remember, at heart, liberals are, steaming elitists. At the end of the day, that's what they are. And they hate the teeming masses for being so dumb and blind and ignorant as to vote Republican and buy guns and eat at McDonald's. In fact, Day of the Dead was supposed was it Dawn of the Dead or Day of the Dead that took place in a shopping mall? I mean, the George Romero's commentary on the so-called consumer culture couldn't have been more explicit. But for the average person with a conservative or libertarian mindset, it holds a certain allure. The idea of all the strangling social constructs that we labor under being eliminated in one fell swoop. Oh shoot! It's the ultimate liberal nightmare. Everybody running around with all those guns. No traffic regulations, no environmental regulations, just people doing what they, just people being self-reliant and not depending on a government agency. If I was British, I would have been embarrassed by Shaun of the Dead. I would have been. By the implications. Because basically, you remember the plot of Shaun of the Dead. Two flatmates, they literally, their whole goal is to get to a pub because it's the only place they know of where there's an actual, honest-to-God gun. It's the only place they know where they can fortify up. And yet the entire rest of their neighborhood, the entire rest of their city has been overrun by zombies because nobody but the government had any guns. And they had to sit there and wait for the government to come and save their hind ends. Because they had only one gun, and it was a pitiful joke. In America... In the real world, in America, a zombie apocalypse could be summed up in one word: skeet. Seriously, realistically, I think there's like 300 million people in America, and there's supposedly 500 million guns. And we're not talking military weapons either. Which, no, a zombie apocalypse wouldn't get far. And it must kill the Hollywood liberals to deep down. They have to admit that when they write out these plot lines, because they have to admit, the guy with the gun is the one that's going to keep them alive. In the end, zombies are the ultimate liberal horror story. Whereas vampires are the ultimate fetish for liberals. Eternally youthful, European, high-cultured elitists who live by sucking the blood of the peasantry. The vampire is the libertarian man's most despised icon, and the liberals' most secretly hoarded fetish. And the further my theory goes, I think certain cultural trends can be predicted by which of those two Hollywood monsters is most popular at a given moment. Really, the whole idea hasn't quite gelled perfectly for me. Now, the question is, which would be more, which of these two Hollywood monsters would be more popular? Are zombie movies more popular during Republican administrations or during Democrat administrations? I'll be right back, if you'll excuse me. Right back. back again. What most people don't realize is that the original Count Dracula was a socio-political commentary. Should have figured out how to make a balloon bridge. I'll figure that out in a minute. Let me try something. Nope. Dead. Nope, she's not gonna work like that, are you? No. Nope, 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 nope. I'll figure something out. Yeah, the reason they made it Count Dracula. He was made. The author made him a count, basically as a condemnation of the lingering remnant of European royalty, the dukes and the lords and the barons in their moldering castles, who were still the peasants down in the valley below for everything they had. In short, it was a deliberate effort to portray the European royalty, the lingering European royalty, as blood-sucking parasites. Prior to that, vampires in folklore, they were not royalty. They were thieves, murderers, highwaymen, men who died on the gallows. Well, that's interesting. my question is, this is my going theory: is that during liberal administrations, you will see vampires. When the culture has drifted predominantly liberal, you will see vampires portrayed romantically, and zombies given a more horror feel. I think maybe it would be. I think maybe it would be simpler to graph out people's response to vampires alone versus their political versus the political climate of the time. Seriously, I mean, horror movies ought to be a metric for measuring the attitude of culture. It's about a society's fears. Simply put. It would only follow that its fears would be reflected, a society's fears would be reflected in its horror movies. I don't know. That's not going to work. Mm-hmm. Let's see word bubbles. That's the tail. Border, border. Okay, that'll do. Try that. see. Oh, goodness. Ah. Oh, excuse me. Just taking a little breather here, focusing my mind. Okay. Okay, and we post. Let's see here. It's been slow going the past few days, hasn't it? The goal is still mid-June. Mid-June. Come on, come on, come on. Well, simply key. It's very simple. You are on board Dad Airlines. We'll get there. Yeah. I'll just keep drawing. If I don't meet, it's very simple. Just keep drawing until it's done. So the goal is the 15th of June. And I believe that is a fairly. I forgot to save it as a PNG. Just a second here. Just file recent 12. File save as. Sort of a wall of text here for this one. In small text at that. Yes, beg your pardon. Isn't it fun? You get to listen to me chew my food and belch and fart and all that. We're so close. Ah, darn it, I posted it in the wrong place again, didn't I? Did it again, darn it. Publish, there we go. Yeah, it's kind of tiny print, but I don't know. Uh-huh. Screwed up world. But we all knew that. Got another doctor's appointment tomorrow. Gotta go in there and let the doctor tear these darn bandages back off, look at everything, bandage everything back up again. And then I got another appointment on the 3rd of February. Go down to a clinic for immediate evaluation for lymphedema clinic. I'm racking up the mileage on that Medicaid, let me tell you. Oh, would you rather have no health care at all? No, I'd rather be healthy. What can you say, though? What can you say? Healthcare is an inevitable need. It's an inevitable need. The same as having to buy groceries every week, or having to buy yourself a tombstone. No matter how healthy a lifestyle you live, and not very many people can or do, time is just going to catch up with you. I think that's why that's why government healthcare is such an easy sell, because it's scary. It's really, really scary. It's I mean, it is so unpredictable. It's both unpredictable and utterly inevitable. It's terrifying. It's frustrating. Because you will eventually have a. I don't care who you are. I don't care how healthy you live. Will eventually have a physical condition that is that is incurable. You will eventually have a physical condition that that can only be treated, not cured, and that it will only get worse over time. And the best you will be able to do is to keep it at bay. And your efforts will eventually fail. And it will cost more and more. And it frightens people. It frightens me because I'm going through it. Because I'm just starting on the downhill slope here. That is why it is such an easy sell. Socialized medicine. Nobody wants it without health care. Nobody wants to go without a doctor, without medicine. Nobody wants anybody else to go without it. So it's such an easy sell. But what's forgotten? One of the things you have to remember when you're debating with a liberal or a leftist, their weapon, their mode of attack, their tactic, always boils down to name calling. The debate is supposed to be about the best. You get into debate with the liberal. The debate is supposed to be about the best way to assure health care for the populace. But if you don't agree with them about socialized health care, they call you names. They say we want socialized medicine. You say no. And the first thing is they don't address your arguments. They accuse you of wanting little old ladies to die. They accuse you of being a monster who wants people to die without medicine. The debate is supposed to be about stopping school shootings. They step up and said we need more gun laws, and you try to argue that. You try to argue. You're arguing what is the best way to do something. Anybody who disagrees with them is a monster. You say no. Gun laws didn't help, and the first thing out of their mouth is you want little children to die. You want little children to be shot. And they'll drag out somebody in a wheelchair and say, you wanted this to happen to them, didn't you? The first thing you got to do is you got to put your foot down and say, how dare you accuse me of wanting to starve people, of wanting to poison people? That's obscene. and I will not tolerate it. I will not tolerate you accusing me of that. I will not let you stand on some crippled kid's back to preach at me. You take that away from them. You take away the name calling, and you call them out on it, and you point out to the audience, this person is not debating. They're calling me names and accusing me of obscenities because I do not agree with them. They say you point out. They say they want our children educated, our elderly cared. They want our elderly cared for. They want our health care affordable. They want all these things. But if anybody disagrees with the way they want to do it, they call them names. They can't argue based on facts. They can only argue based on child's name calling. You point that out from the start, and that shuts them down. There was one conservative spokesperson. He was on TV in a debate, quote unquote, with a man who they were debating the issue of. And the opposition came out and said, you need gun control, more gun laws, more gun. This was right after like Columbine, and the guy said, no, they don't work, and they cause they don't work, and they're wrong because they disarm the law-abiding. And the guy said, you want these children to be shot up, you were all for these, and he shut him down. He said, how dare you? How dare you accuse me of wanting those children to die? How dare you come out here, climb up on those corpses, and accusations at me? And the guy just puckered up, And in between commercials, he said he looked over and the guy had brought in somebody in a wheelchair who had been shot. They were planning on wheeling this guy out and pulling the finger pointing game from there. You wanted this guy to be in a wheelchair, didn't you? And the gun control spokesman had to wave the guy off because now it wouldn't work. Oh, Crack.com does. Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected. That zombies are more popular with a Democrat president, and vampire movies are more popular with a Republican president. Well, that's the question. Do they portray the vampire? It depends. Are the vampire movies vampire horror movies, or are the vampires, cool and sexy? Are we talking vampire movies like Dracula or vampire movies like Twilight? That's the question. Anyway. Back to my point. You got to point out, when they start that nonsense, you have to point out, no, No, I don't want little old ladies to starve. You say you want them to. You say you want them to be cared for. I say I want them to be cared for. The difference is I'm disagreeing with you on how it should be done. Like I said, my general thing is that vampires as objects of fear, vampires represent the fears of a conservative majority. That there is an elite, a fear of an elite bunch of rulers who parasitize the rest of us. The zombie apocalypse is more the fear and loathing of the unwashed masses. The unenlightened people, the loathing for the unenlightened people who won't vote Democrat. Anyway, excuse me. No, that won't work. Let's find a different layout. Finger fingers here. Oh, beg your pardon. Okay, file, new. Okay. And wonder how he eats and breathes and other science facts. La la la. Just keep telling yourself it's just a show. I really should relax. Mystery Science Theater 3000. Okay, I gotta run down the list and pick out some more characters, figure out who's who here. But, got two I know are gonna be in here. This is going to be very complicated to explain, to narrate out. got to admit, the probability drive is pretty much a whole page lift straight off of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yep, thought so. Uh, delete. Okay. Think what I'm going to do for right now. Okay, this is preliminary sketch on the next page. I think I'm going to take the rest of tonight, work on some character sketches, because that way I can pull it. I'm page. A lot of text and the drawings are very, just really not. I don't know. That's an interesting speculation too about sympathetic villains. I don't know. It's of note that during the Great Depression, movies about anti-heroes like Bonnie and Clyde and the like became very popular as well. the theory was that people were just angry at the establishment for wrecking the economy, and they blamed the banks for it. And the vision of these bank robbers sticking the screws to the bankers just tickled their innards. Uh, I think that's sort of an inescapable trope, where the sheriff doesn't believe. Well, if there's only two options here, okay? The sheriff, the local, in these stories where the local sheriff doesn't believe the random outsider who comes in, you have two options. The sheriff doesn't believe them, and it's never going to look very sympathetic when you're the audience and oh yeah, these alien invaders are real. You're not going to be very sympathetic with the ones who don't believe, even though by all common sense, they shouldn't. Just no way around it. There's no way to make a sympathetic. It's very difficult to write a sympathetic skeptic. Think about it. It's very, very difficult to write a sympathetic skeptic because when the skeptic's wrong, he's the jerk. He's the loser. Ha ha. Serves him right. When the skeptic's right, nobody thanks him for it. He's the wet blanket that spoiled everybody's fun. I can think of only one example of a sympathetic skeptics, and that would be Scooby-Doo. Think about it. That was the whole premise of the original show. The Scooby and the gang roaming around the countryside, getting tangled up in all these weird mysteries with ghosts and goblins and monsters and aliens and no matter how ridiculous the monster was, people believed it existed. People believed it was real, and the gang would run around, scream and yell, and run in and out of doors and set booby traps and finally catch a guy, and the monster was always a fake. They had like one script, and they ran that sucker for years. But still, the whole premise was that they were the ultimate skeptics. They were the ones who debunked the monster and the ghost over and over and over again. But they were sympathetic because when it came down to it, the monster scared the crap out of them too. which sort of got dumb after the first 20 times, you know. I mean, even the Scooby-Doo movies lampshaded that. Speaking of which, I gotta say the second Scooby-Doo movie was better. The second Scooby-Doo movie had the classic monsters and ghosts and stuff. The first one was really a flub. But anyway, let's see here. Okay, I went ahead and printed out a list of all the I went ahead and printed it out anyway, of all the people who pledged and everything. Let's see here, got a $3 pledge, got a $5 pledge, got another $5 pledge. No, that's not a $5 pledge, that's a $1,000 pledge. It's a, I just filed this wrong here, it's Blackfoot Ferret. Saberwolf Longfang, that's $500 for this. Okay, I printed this out in this. I don't think this list is even going to actually help me any. I need spaces on it to expand out so I can. Like, at least I can check off the ones who have already appeared. Let's see here. But figuring out who I need to show first next, and let's see here. Okay, I think I know what I need to do. Here we go. It's, yeah. Okay. Open. Open. I'm going to put each donor's information on the page here. So I can keep track of who's who. Yeah, this is supposed. I forgot these critters are supposed to be plantigrade. My bad. Ow, 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 ow. A little stabby pain in my leg there. It's, hate that. Open. 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 eh. So our villain. I've got the buttons on the wrong side there. I got they with the button over here, it should be over here. I'll fix that in a minute. But first things first. Let's see here. I've got a lot of $20 pledges here. Let's see, Rob Taylor. Okay. This is the. I'm a visual guy. I should have thought of this first. Rob. The digital strip. There we go. And Rob Taylor. 72. Here we go. Blackfoot ferret. Okay, that way I can keep track of who's who. Okay, let's see. Thomas McLeod. Let's see. Villain. Checking off the ones I've drawn a picture of here. Just Longwood Factor Flabadity Flabadity Flabadity. Okay. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be put, I don't know. Let's see, turn off the camera for a minute here. Let's see here. Change the camera. Okay, gallery. Effects. Video. I have no idea how to... I have no idea what I am doing. Image. I don't dare try and use the camera because the last time I tried to use the camera, it jammed up. Darn it, that's... I can't, son of a gun. I'm trying to figure out how to do this so I can keep working without accidentally giving away people's information. Yeah, that's the thing of it is, yeah, that always struck me as a little odd. Despite the fact that millions of people believe in all these strange goings-on, everybody's a skeptic about it. Nobody believes it. You know, nobody... let's be honest, though. It would put your test to the faith. It would put the... You know, this is where the rubber meets the road, you know? Do you really believe it, or are you... You know... Are you... Or are you going to be doubtful about it when the evidence plops down right in front of you? It's hard to say what people will do. It's hard to say how people will respond. Some will refuse to believe because they're afraid to believe it's true. You know, for fear of being taken for a sucker. That's probably the most common reaction from people. The fear of being a sucker. Okay. I'm going to hope this font is not legible. On the monitor. Okay, duck ping. I gotta go sorting through those emails again. Figure out which one is Doc Ping. Yeah. Man, I don't want to go to the hospital again. Just so they can cut this stuff off my legs, poke at the wounds in my leg, and then wrap it up again. Ugh. Okay, Doc Ping, let's see here. I'm thinking maybe I should print out all these emails. I just have to have this stuff in my hands so I can sort it. In fact, yeah, I think I will. I don't know if my printer will hold up for it, but I'll do it. I gotta, because sorting through these things by hand is a joke. Okay, Kruger, I believe I owe John Kruger another commission. He's got another commission yet to be done. And let's see. Okay, does anybody know if Gmail, if there is there a way? Let's see. Can I get these all to print all at the same time? Remove, spam, delete, apps. Seriously, is there a way to just get it to print the whole thing? Labels. More. J. Scott Raymond. Okay, good. I'll type the name here at least. J. Scott Raymond. Apply. It's just that going back and forth through all these files digitally is so slow. I need to do it by hand so I can flip back and forth through it. Okay. Let's see if I can find the print button on it. Oh, here we go. Okay. I just have to do it one at a time, you know. It's how you do it. That's frustrating. I just want to, you know, I just want to tell it print all these and, you know, go. Okay. Print. Huh. Got a My Little Pony character. It's going to be in there. Okay, it's just okay. Huh? This is what I'm doing here. Is trying to organize myself. Mike Van Pal. Okay. Mike Van Pal. Okay. Print. I know this is boring. This is boring. It's got to be boring. Let's see. Of course, you do realize I'll probably figure out how to do this entire thing. Automate all this about 3 weeks after I need it. But okay, and here's Jonathan Kruger. I put all the 100 donations and higher in one folder here. That's the reason they're all together here. It's let's see here. John Kruger, I do owe you another commission. think I already got Brian Roy. I think I already printed out. Yep, already got a printout of Brian Roy. Kruger. Okay, just a couple of them are go. I think I've already. Yeah. Okay. Jonathan Kruger and Lance. Okay. Okay, that's the 100 to 1,000 level donations printed out. There. I'll do the rest later because I really don't want to sit there and print. Look here. This is the 50. This is the $50 list. I'm gonna be at that a while. Topic of the hour, I don't know. I really don't know. It's been snowing here. Been snowing. Got no idea what it's like over that big winter storm that's hitting the East Coast. I haven't seen the new Fantastic Four trailer. Ow. Tropes that I hate the most. Oh. Depends on what mood I'm in. It depends on the writer. Most every trope can be done well. Most every trope can be done poorly. Excuse me. Ugh. Current political topics. Let's see what the weather's like. My favorite thing is they always talk and say never discuss anything, never discuss politics or religion at dinner. The problem is that every topic breaks down to either a political or religious one if you go at it long enough. Really, you think about it. We live in a day and age when weather is a political topic. Okay, weather. Remember the days when you could talk about the weather and not be in a political issue? I'm old enough to remember that. $36 of snow and counting. Eee! Okay, let's see here. Here in Marietta, Ohio, it's a brisk 19 degrees outside. I'd better go and... That's why I keep the water running. I'm running in my tub continually. It's so the pipes don't freeze now and again. And even when the weather's like 50 degrees outside, that water's trickling. Why are you letting the water run? Is it spring? No. Well, then guess what? It's going to keep running. 3 feet of snow, more snow incoming. Let's see here. 19 inches. Oh, man. I do not want to get up tomorrow morning. I do not want to get up. I do not want to go to the doctor again. It's actually go to the wound care center, and the doctor there looks at it. Gotta be at there 9:45 in the morning. At least they let me get a little sleep. Could you possibly get here at 8:30 in the morning? No. How much did I say? Let's see. Partly cloudy. 0% chance of rain. Today, tomorrow, tomorrow. Thursday, I recall, is supposed to be the weather. Let's see. Wednesday, Thursday, showers. Showers Thursday. There's gonna get a lot of rain here in Marietta. Thursday, it's just rain. I can live with it. Tuesday, February 3rd, that's when I'm going to the health clinic to have them, squeeze my legs and stuff. And you need to do this, that, and the other. I managed to keep my feet up for a couple hours today. I just really didn't do it long enough. That's the thing. I'm supposed to put my feet up, line up, prop my feet up at least a half an hour a stretch for about a half hour at a stretch, up to 5 times a day, about 5 times a day. I've pretty much reached the point where I don't feel where I'm not going to feel guilty about applying for disability. I mean, I can't even stand for a regular job, and I can't even sit for a regular job anymore. I've been sitting at the computer too long as it is. I need to go recline, prop up my feet. Just, if I can, I'm sitting here. I'm trying to figure out how to get my computer desk and my recliner, together May just walk over here and try it. Yep, 2.5 hours a day. It's not much, but it's got to be scattered through the whole day, you know. There aren't too many jobs you can take where where they'll let you just stop and lie back and prop up your feet for an hour. They're looking into trying to get me a machine that squeeze my legs like a toothpaste tube. Use air pumps and stuff. Come to think of that, I'm still waiting for a shipment of those oxygen masks. Comment on the Rise of Darth Vulcan. Let's see. Your novel is so amazing. May I take this novel has been translated into Chinese, reproduced it. Okay, I'm guessing somebody who speaks Chinese. Sounds like a native Chinese speaker. Okay. No reply. Okay. There you go. Have fun. Enjoy translating. Okay, let's see here. I think some people are really overthinking Darth Vulcan's actions. I mean, I'm not even thinking them this far out, and it all boils down to Darth Vulcan is just a guy that's cheesed off at the world, and anybody that just anybody that comes in range is a lightning rod for it. Oh yeah. granted that most of the readers are probably male, so they're not going to relate. One person pointed out that with the story Shorn, most of the readers are probably male, so they're not going to relate as much to the trauma of for a woman of having her head shorn. They're not going to understand. Yeah. Okay, shoot the shaggy dog. I've never really understood shoot the shaggy dog. I remember the story, the guy finds a dog, brings it in, the guy shoots it, and I'm like, what? I don't really understand what shoot the shaggy dog is supposed to be. Happy ending override. I've never read that one. Let me see here. Let me see. What is happy ending oriented? TV tropes. Oh yeah. It's I've had people notice the happy ending override. The happy ending has happened, and then they make the sequel, and everything sucks again. Ghostbusters comes to mind. They saved the city in front of millions of witnesses, and the New York State screwed them over. I'm like, yeah. It's been pointed out, a lot of people have said that Game of Thrones is this. It's basically the aftermath. It's the aftermath of the happy ending, where the king, where the heroic knight becomes the king, and then this is, it's just continuing on afterwards. I don't like the writer of Game of Thrones because I do not like his philosophy of story writing. None of his characters are good. Everybody's horrible. And everybody who's even remotely interesting or redeemable dies. Just chomp a Zoloft already. I was so honked off when I was so in the comics, Sonic the Hedgehog comics of all things. They finally had got to the part where they beat Robotnik once and for all. Destroyed him. He dies. Victory at the end. And then in the next issue they bring him back, and I'm like, oh crap. I mean, like, bring a new villain in or something, but just throwing everything away. Just. Yeah, the transition from Aliens to Alien 3, that was the pits, man. Hicks, Bishop, and Newts. The three, the little girl, I mean, even, that Ripley fought so hard to save in the previous movie, just killed off screen before the opening credits. Yeah. Mile long list of movies that, every time they have. Yep. I gotta say, the movie Muppets Most Wanted was a real downer. Look, you go from the original Muppet movie to the Muppets Most Wanted. There's a massive change in spirit. Nobody has Henson's touch. Nobody does. Henson managed to make it funny, humorous, and uh, and still keep it whimsical, light, optimistic. The crew that has the Muppets today, all they can seem to do is wallow in making fun of the old show, and spritzing everything with a liberal dose of cynicism. Well, I'm wasting too much time on that. Yeah.
toxic nihilism was supposed to be a more general reference to the defeat and despair and tragedy and nihilism and hopeless, bleak, blackety black, bleak, dark, you know, tragic darkness that everybody seems to. I mean, crap! They've got stories in the My Little Pony fan fiction about suicide. Just a little too much. Hey, Daniel, glad to hear your roof is finally going up, especially considering how the weather's going around here. These people who are so grimdark that they shit bats. So goth that they get a sunburn from the refrigerator light. They're so goth that little kids walk up to them and ask them to sign their Count Chocula. They're so goth that teenage bats have little plastic thems hanging from the ceilings of their bedrooms. You know. They're so nihilistic that they go to McDonald's and they can't get a Happy Meal. All that anybody will give them is a sad sack. So goth they bleed mascara. I mean, Mark Twain made massive fun of people like that. It's tale as old as time, apparently, because it's as old as the Civil War at least. Because there's one action in I believe it was Huckleberry Finn, where Huckleberry Finn and the Prince and the Dauphin, the two con artists, have swindled their way into staying with this, gentrified Southern, and everybody is, mourning some girl who wasted away, apparently. And apparently, this girl, if she had been born today, she would probably have been conceived on the counter at Hot Topic, because she had tragic poems everywhere, and she had one drawing she had been working on when she finally passed away, showed a young maiden flinging herself into the sea, and the girl hadn't made up her mind whether the girl would have her arms out, raised up to heaven, or crossed, with her hands clutched to her breast. So the picture had like 6 arms, like a yeah. Quentin Quinn Space Ranger is an experienced military man. He's well up in his ears, about in his 50s. Physically, he's like in his 20s. At his physical, still young and in his prime. I want to try and flesh out the relationship between them a little bit more. I'm not sure if I can. I want to flesh out that Quinn's looking at Quentin and going, "This is my legendary grandfather, great 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 grandfather," and Quinn's going to be like, "Good grief, just suffering inadequacy issues because he's standing next to this guy who hasn't even been born yet, and this guy's like, hey, built like a Rakonan linebacker in comparison to him, and is better than him, smarter than him, faster than him, more competent than him." Okay, I'm a little exasperated. I'm not thinking clearly, and I'm not focusing. And it's... Okay, I can see a confrontation between a Rakonan football team and a human football team. Human players running around the field. Ah, get him off! Get him off! Raccoon people clinging to their helmets. Ah, you know. Yeah, that would fly. Yeah. Well, that one comedian, I heard he said, let's get some interesting prize fights out there. let's shake it up a little bit, like Mike Tyson versus 20 retarded children, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Mike Tyson versus his weight and angry ferrets. Hey, you know. Okay, Okay, I'm not able to, I want to quit right now. I want to stop the broadcast right now and go do something else. That's what I want to do. I can't focus very well right now. Boy, I've got to run to the hospital tomorrow, and I probably got to run to the I got to run to the laundromat too, and wash everything, wash all the things. work on that. Yeah, I am working on the fictions. In case you're wondering, I type a little. I keep a page open and type a little bit every now and then. But sometimes it's just not gonna. It's just not coming out. It's not This is why. This is why I always do massive loads of updates all at once on things like fan fictions, because I have several that I'm working on simultaneously, and I'll get a chapter done for each of them about the same, and everybody's going, "Holy crap, updates!" Yeah, thank you, Amiga Dragon, for that information, because yeah, basically, whatever background your character has, look at it this way: your character is a performer in a movie, and their is going to be unpredictable. So. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go now. I feel like I'm cheating by doing that, but I'm not getting anything done here. I'm just not focusing, and try and get here tomorrow, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Hold me to this, because tomorrow I want to do at least a full 6 hours of nothing but drawing. Once I get back, because I'm going to be all over the place tomorrow. Yeah, I do owe you, Kruger. I do owe you. You got a commission that I've got to start working on too. So, okay. For now, I will see you all later. At least we managed to get the page up. At least we finally managed to get that darn page up. You take care of yourselves. Have a nice night. Say a prayer for me. And pray hard, because I need all the help I can get. Good night.